So today I'm going to show you how you can mix these beautiful mint green colors with acrylic paint, and we will also have a look at some variations of them and maybe even go a bit off track with our mixes. Who knows? So as base colors I'm using Cerulean Blue, Process Yellow, some titanium white and maybe a little bit of the black. And we are going to start to mix a base with our blue, and then we'll add some yellow. And as you can see, it's turning into this pretty vibrant turquoise greeny color. So let's make a second one next to it with a bit more of the yellow. Isn't it amazing what kind of greens you can get from just this blue and yellow? And of course, if you have a different blue and a different yellow, that will work as well. Your mint green in the end might look a little bit different, but just try out which kind of greens and mint greens you can get from your base colors. So, of course, these two colors don't look at all like our mint green here in the painting. So, what we need to do now is take a bit of it here and mix white in. And as you can see, by adding white to our mix, the color is instantly turning into this mint green color. And now let's do the same thing with our slightly more turquoise looking green. So as before, we are simply taking some white and mixing it in. And by the way, according to ChatGPT, mint green is a light, slightly cool green with a soft, fresh feel. And in my opinion, this description fits our mint green colors quite well, actually. And as you can see, we are now having two different mint greens. One which is cooler because it's leaning more towards the blue, because it has more of the blue in it, and one which is leaning more towards the yellow and therefore is warmer. And I think in order to get a mint green as we have here in our painting, we have to mix both together to get something in the middle of these two. Now let's see. I think this is quite a good match. And now, to keep it interesting, let's mix in a bit of the black. Let's take a bit of this and let's see what happens. I add a bit of the blue because it's turning too gray for my taste. Now we have a really grayish, cool blue color here. I would like to see what happens if we warm it up with a little bit of yellow. So let's do that. Let's see what happens. Okay, so what we're getting here now is more of an olive green, and let's see what happens if we mix a bit of white into that. Just to see, since we already added, why not? And this turns out to be also a kind of olive-leaning mint green, don't you think? Interesting. So now let's create a few darker mint green colors, which are between the light and the dark combinations which we have here. Let's start again with some blue, some yellow, mix the base, and I get some more white and yellow, which is actually something that happens a lot. For these color mixes, you need more of the light colors, so more white and yellow than blue and black. All right, I think this base color resembles quite well. So let's make a lighter one by adding yellow. Now the goal is to create a color that's between this and this approximately. It's no exact science here. We are just trying out and looking for what we like. I used a lot of white, so it's getting too light again, but beautiful anyway, don't you think? So let's take some of this paint away. And add again some yellow, some blue, and let's see what this will get us. Yeah, beautiful. I think in order to be between these two, you might need a bit more of the yellow. Okay, now let's see what happens if we take a tiny bit of black and mix that in. And as you can see, this is taking out the vibrancy of the colors and making them way more natural. So mixing white and a bit of black into your colors makes them more natural, more desaturated actually. And depending on what you want in your painting, these variations can be very beautiful. Let's add a little bit more of the black and see what happens. Now it's turning into a slightly grayish green color. I wouldn't call this one mint green anymore, but it's beautiful anyway. Now let's see what we can get here. A little bit of the white. Yeah, this is also a lovely mint green color. Completely different from these, but absolutely beautiful. Let's make another variation of it with a little bit more of the white. Beautiful. And then a tiny bit of black. Lovely. And isn't it amazing how many different colors we just mixed from our two base colors plus black and white? I hope you enjoyed this little color mixing tutorial, and if you're up for one more, check out the next one.